Hanging at Ninja Park with some American Ninja Warriors. I'm Rosalinda Roman, and this is New Mexicast. Oh, that's not easy.
Time passes.
Welcome back, everyone.
And years bring change. People grow, oh, and memories remain. Memories remain.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Memories remain. Yes, they do.
Welcome back to New Mexicast, everyone, the enchanting weekly TV show featuring interesting people and places in New Mexico and beyond. I am recording this after the kids have finally gone to bed. I'm in my little writing and editing nook, and this is the place I escape to when I need to get away from the chaos of the rest of the house and get some work done. Because, as you know, I do a lot of things. I do this whole TV show by myself, and I also, of course, am a mom of 3 little kids. So I'm very busy, and as you can imagine, I definitely appreciate people who kind of push the limits of what is normal, whether it's living on a boat like we have in the past, or just following their passion outside of the norm. So that's what this episode is all about today. It's going to be called Jack of Two Trades as we follow 2 really interesting guys. We're going to start with Josh, the Ninja Warrior.
My dad's specialty is miniature bronze sculpture.
In many ways, Josh Isaac Kronberg is a chip off the old block.
Basically, we use little tiny dental burrs, dental tools, and we put in as much detail as we can. I can't even get close to what he can do.
His father, Daniel Kronberg, is a master in miniatures. Wow, so he does really little stuff.
Really little.
A passion Josh studied at his father's knee since he was little. And so do you feel like you kind of grew up, next to a master?
I do. For what he does, I consider him best in the world. Like, I've seen a lot of other miniature sculptures, and there's some great ones out there, but I don't think anybody can touch him.
Looking at Josh's own miniature sculptures, it's obvious he inherited his father's eye for excellence and focus.
That piece is so tiny, and there's every little feather, every little line in the feather.
Compared to like one of these here on the table, how big would you say that is?
This actual Pegasus is probably the size of this snake. It's only that big.
Wow.
Seems to be a little bit lonely 'cause I miss you.
That passion and creativity shows up in other ways too.
We had our good times, our hard times as well. Don't seem like enough time, I feel like I failed.
In the past, Josh was a lead singer in a band.
When I first met him, he was doing snowboarding, and he was also in a band. So he was a singer of a band. And when I married him, I married the band as well. And then he started to show me his artistic ability with his sculpture, which was just amazing. So talented.
Josh is also a talented pencil sketch artist with an eye for the finest details.
When I was in high school, I used to draw a lot of comic books. I used to buy them just for the artwork.
In every creative endeavor, it is clear that he is his father's son.
Oh yeah, I grew up watching him. He started in a tiny little laundry room that he created and had just his little workshop. He uses dental burrs and tools to make these tiny pieces of jewelry, and now he has a 4-car garage with tons of machinery that I can go up there to learn from him.
But there's another side of Josh that looks less like his father and more like a monkey. It looked hard. When he isn't making miniature magic, you will find him hanging around his new Ninja Park gym in Albuquerque. Just stretching?
Yes.
Josh is a competitor on the popular television show American Ninja Warrior.
I saw American Ninja Warrior 1 on television, and at that time I had been back into gymnastics, and I'd done that for about 6 months, so I felt really strong. I was a competitive gymnast as a kid for about 4 years. So I was in it since age 4 to age 12. And then I got back into it when I was 32, so I took a 20-year break.
Watching him blow through incredibly difficult obstacles, like the Devil's Steps, it seems he didn't lose much in those 20 years. You make it look easy.
It's pretty tricky. That gap is hard. It's a 4-foot gap.
But if you've ever watched American Ninja Warrior, you know it's not just a physical competition. For many of the competitors, the mental game is the hardest part. A fact Josh learned the hard way.
And so I see American Ninja Warrior 1 on television, and I decide, okay, I'm ready, I'm gonna do it. I made a video, I got picked, flew out to Venice Beach, and I thought I could just destroy this course. And as I look at how huge it is and intimidating, and I watch all these competitors just falling like one after another, it kind of got to me, and I barely cleared the first obstacle, which was the quintuple steps. Barely made the rope swing, which was the second obstacle. It took me 3 tries. And then I fell on the third obstacle, was the unstable bridge. I was devastated. I was done in 45 seconds, and I thought I was gonna complete.
That's when many people would have thrown in the towel, but not Josh. He used that humbling experience to get better prepared for the next time.
Just in a spider flip. So I went home and I started building obstacle after obstacle. Started with the unstable bridge and the salmon ladder, and it just grew. I ended up doing about 17 obstacles in my backyard. And then the next year I go back to Venice Beach to compete, and I actually complete the course, get up the warp wall. And at that time they were only taking the top 30. So I was actually number 30, and somebody beat my time, so I got bumped out.
Still undaunted, Josh went back again.
My third year, I go to Dallas and I complete the course, and I was 19th, so I got to compete for the regional finals. And at that time, I couldn't get up the warp wall the second night. I got up it the first night, and I couldn't get up it the second night.
And again.
And then last year, I was in Denver, and I actually completed the course again, got up the warp wall. But then on the second night, it was so cold. It was probably 40 degrees, and we were outside I probably competed at about 2 in the morning. And I'd been outside for hours and hours trying to stay warm, trying to stay hydrated. And I got up the warp wall, I got to the salmon ladder, which is one of my specialties, and I fell. And so if I would have completed it, then I would have made it to Vegas, because that was essentially where the cutoff was.
Still, he was determined to try yet again.
This season, I did really well. The first 4 obstacles were a breeze. And then I get to the ring toss, and for some reason I thought I had to take it like monkey bars and use a big swing. And I started swinging in circles, and I couldn't quite get past the obstacle. I didn't understand what was going on, and I had been on it for about 1 minute and 8 seconds by the time I had gotten up and back down.
He's got this, he's got this. Come on, man. Yep. You got this.
And then my hands just gave and I fell in the water. And it should have been my year to complete, because I've been getting better every single year. So this year, redemption.
Although he has tried and failed 5 times, he isn't about to give up. To make sure he is prepared, Josh and his friend Garrett Takach built their own Ninja Park gym, complete with many of the exact obstacles he will be facing on the show.
Right, tried to construct everything identical, same exact specs. We've got some help from other people finding those specs out for us. So this obstacle is called the Ultimate Cliffhanger. It's a stage 3 obstacle in Ninja Warrior in the finals. So Garrett's gonna do it for you. Essentially, you have to go on your fingertips all the way across on the black off of the purple obstacle.
Wow.
Good job.
That was awesome.
That's a tough one.
Future Ninja Warrior hopeful, 18-year-old Jessica Lucero, tackles the jumping spider. That must be so hard.
It's just like getting into the pass right here, hardest part, but then it's smooth sailing, pretty much.
We designed the setup, how you go 12 feet across, down, and 12 feet back. Nobody has an adjustable body prop except for the show.
So how does this thing work?
So this is just like the jumping spider, but instead of putting yourself horizontal or vertically, you have to be horizontally. Go for it, bro. Feel okay?
Yeah.
Like, how do you know, like, which direction to push yourself or what obstacle to train on? How do you know that? Do they give you help or are you just winging it?
Essentially, you're winging it. They have every season. They always start off with the quintuple steps or quad steps, which is what I'm sitting on, and they always end on the warp wall. The salmon ladder is something they always have in the finals. So you know some obstacles that will appear, but you really have to be as proficient on all the ones that have come along in the past, because essentially if they throw a new one at you, it's going to be a variation of a previous obstacle. So it's just to try and get as good at all the ones that they've had before.
With the help of his Ninja Park gym, that is exactly what Josh is doing. Making sure he can tackle all the obstacles, especially this one, last season's nemesis, the ring toss.
That's it.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So you said that's the one you failed at last time?
That was the one. I just completely did it wrong. I used straight arms. Thought I could do it just like monkey bars, but you really have to bend your arms and stretch like a pegboard.
A physical challenge like this may seem worlds apart from his creative endeavors, but Josh says they aren't as different as they seem.
I'd say the connection between training for American Ninja Warrior and being an artist is that you just have to have patience, dedication, and precision, and just I feel like they do run hand in hand if you want to excel and be as close to perfect as possible.
That persistence and pursuit of perfection doesn't surprise his wife, Jennifer Kronberg, one bit.
I'm just so proud of him, and seeing him there live when he's doing it is just the best feeling, because I know how passionate he is, and he's just one of those people, when he puts his mind to it and he's passionate, he's gonna give it his 110%. It's all about doing his best, and it's great for our kids to see that as well, that Josh doesn't do anything halfway. He goes all the way.
The question remains whether he will be able to go all the way to the American Ninja Warrior finish line. So you think you're ready this time?
Definitely, if this obstacle appears, I will get past it, no problem.
At Ninja Park Gym in Albuquerque for New Mexicast, I'm Rosalinda Roman. And coming up after the break, another jack of two trades. You're going to meet someone named Jason who runs a food truck and has a whole different side of him. You don't want to miss it. Don't go away. You guys are a bunch of monkeys.
And I just didn't notice the elbows. 45 degrees.
You ready this time?
90 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
How do you move?
You just have to walk just slightly, like one hand over the other and one foot over it. So you can go up, you can go sideways toward me, whatever you want.
Oh my gosh. How did you do that?